Wow. I can't tell if there's more there or more missing.
2004 Lamborghini Gallardo. I've been looking for a build that'll push us. This thing's gonna have 6 cylinders of awesomeness, powered by diesel fuel. And 2 guys immediately came to mind.
I like this.
Jeff Lutz and his son, Jeff Jr.
I think it's crazy, and I love it.
If Chase can pull this build off, he's got some massive bragging rights.
Well, this is the Sherp.
It broke down. It's been floating around my house for a day and a half now.
These are such unique vehicles. They're really lightweight. They move like a tank.
This thing is incredible. It's been nice working with Chase over the years. So I bring in a turbo up for a Duramax build that we're doing for a customer that's wanting a little bit more horsepower than what we typically put in our Duramax conversions. And I know he's the perfect guy for the job. I'm obviously a huge Lambo fan. The rumor has it, Chase has been working on a Gallardo build himself. So I had to bring mine up here and come see what he's up to. Hey Chase, good to see you, man.
Man, it's good to see you.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Got a customer that wants a Rowdy Duramax.
Oh, yeah.
So I need you to rebuild this if you can.
If we can, man, that's no problem. You know you could just ship this to me, right?
Yeah, I know. But little Bunny told me that you were doing a Gallardo build, so I brought mine.
Now that's cool. I love those cars. You know how I feel about those.
Well, if you have a moment, I'd like to see yours.
You want to come check it out?
Yeah.
I'll show you the Lambo, but I want you to keep an open mind, like a real open mind.
That kind of scares me.
Yeah, come follow me.
Okay.
We're a working shop, so we mainly do customer builds. So I've been looking for a build that'll push us and show the world what we can do.
Wow. You said keep an open mind, but I can't tell if there's more there or more missing.
It's definitely a work in progress, okay? But you gotta see the big picture, man.
I see the big picture. I know what the big picture looks like.
Exactly. You know, I've always wanted one. I found this one. I was like, man, this would be the perfect car. What we're going to do is build this wrecked 2004 Lamborghini Gallardo back to almost stock, but with a diesel Cummins engine in it. So far, we've rebuilt this highly modified Cummins for it. And we've had a one-of-one adapter plate built to connect the Cummins engine to the Lamborghini transaxle. Now comes the fun part, getting the body rebuilt and adding a wide body kit, paint, and interior. Then putting a much bigger engine in it with twin turbos. And the key here is getting it back on the road and driving.
These engines are really expensive, but you're not going to go back in with a factory V10.
Brother, this thing's gonna have 6 cylinders of awesomeness, powered by diesel fuel.
Oh, that's going to be rad.
A Cummins engine, man. Making about 1,100 horsepower, and then we're gonna do a gated 6-speed swap to it. So it's gonna be a gated 6-speed Cummins turbo diesel engine.
How are you going to fit a Cummins inside of here?
So you know the factory V10 engine these cars came with was dry sump. So
Right.
we're actually gonna do a custom dry sump pan, so we actually lose about 10 inches.
That makes a lot of sense, especially for center of gravity
Yep.
and being able to fit it inside.
Oh yeah. You know, we've got to move the firewall, but for now, I've got my work cut out for me. Getting this in here, getting the quarterback on it, making it a car again, you know?
Right. Being familiar with Lamborghinis myself, I don't think I could return it anywhere near its original state. Chase surely has his work cut out for him. If Chase can pull this build off, he's got some massive bragging rights. This is definitely going to be one for the books.
And at some point, it'll look just like your car, you know, just have a little different sound.
I've got all the faith.
And that means a lot to me, because so far, everybody's been a little pessimistic on this build.
Well, I know the quality of work that you put out, and I know this one's got a story behind it, but I guarantee you're going to nail it. It just,
Appreciate it,
you just
man.
got to do it, man. If you need to lean on me for anything, you got my number. You just give me a call.
I just need you to pray.
Yeah, I can do that for
A
you.
lot.
A lot. Well, I'm gonna let you get back to it. I gotta get back down to Magnolia.
Thanks, Josh. Be careful, man. To begin with, the frame's bent. So we're sending it to a guy we know, Gary, to get the frame straightened. This is a little extra challenging because this is a unibody, meaning the frame and body are built together.
Right here? We good? Well, what we got here is a unibody. We really don't have a conventional frame. All of this is hooked together and it creates a frame. Even the windshield's considered part of the unitized body. As crazy as that sounds. What we gotta do, we gotta tie the car down and square it to this frame machine. And then we gotta figure out what's bent, and then we have to figure out how to pull it, where to pull it. It's basically just like if you was gonna grab it with your hand and pull it, and then you just have to figure out how to make this hydraulic machine do that. We're gonna try to clamp on right here. Somebody has cut this quarter panel off. So now we gotta tie the car back together without this quarter panel. All right, hold up. The other side's gonna be much easier if we never get the molding off, because we got a solid pinch weld. It's obvious there's a problem. This is knocked up. It's probably gonna be knocked back. It's probably gonna be knocked to the side. That's what we got to try to determine now, is figure out what we gotta do to get this back down. That's 22. Put it in that screw. Trying to check the frame horns to see for square.
All right, there we go.
And we're at 1/2 an inch to the right-hand side of the car. But what we gotta do is get it all squared up and get it back true. And now it's just a matter of pulling this down till we get our 1.5 inches. This being aluminum makes it a lot harder because aluminum's very unforgiving. It breaks instead of bending. It's just a lot of measure, let off, let it cool. And it's just gonna take some time now. See, as it comes down, we're closing up this gap. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a hammer and stress relieve that metal to let the metal bend back, get it back to Chase, and then let them weld it back up.
Finding the right parts we need for this Gallardo has taken some serious effort. It's a Lamborghini. They didn't make very many of them. Man, we've had to search and search and search. All right, drop it.
Yep.
So we were finally able to track down a quarter panel and a hood. Man, those are 2 huge pieces off our checklist that we needed. It's perfect, dude.
Yeah. And it's got all the structural mounts that we need inside of it.
And it's straight, it's not dented up. Man, I cannot wait to get this on this car. We're gonna move this over to the fab shop, get it on the 2-post lift, so we can start marking where we're gonna cut it. It's gonna be really funny seeing people's faces until we figure out what color we're gonna go with this, because it's gonna look like every scoop of ice cream. It's gonna be so many different colors, but at least it'll be complete.
All right, I'm just trying to find all my measurements.
And when you're dealing with a car that's cut up into pieces, you don't ever really have any true straight cuts. What I had to do, I had to go through and find a good center point on this quarter panel, a good center point on my frame, just to get all my measurements right on each piece that I need to cut.
Things Chase gets me into, man.
When he puts me in these predicaments, it's like being a little kid, you know? I'm in trouble. Be sure to double check all my measurements, find my high points, my low points, and hopefully get them transferred just right, and hopefully the doors and windows and all that will still fit up great. The only thing that's left to do is just to do it, so here we go, I'm gonna make it happen. I've trimmed off all the fat that I don't need anymore, that I know I can get rid of. So now it's time to actually cut into the Lambo on the actual frame. Man, I'm nervous. I'm a train wreck right now because I only get one shot at it, you know? This is gonna make or break this build right here. All right, we're at the point where there's no return now. Beautiful. All right, now that I got everything cut out, time to start fitting it up and just do all the fine tuning to get it fit up, built right. All right, looks like I'm gonna have to make one more cut right here. And then that should drop me down on my window trim and on the roof. I'm gonna get that cut, and then this fit up should be perfect. Next move, we'll hang the doors, and then hopefully we can get this sucker fit up to the doors and get it all welded up.
Because of the size of the Cummins engine, we knew it was gonna be tight on space. So we got our mock-up engine here, we had to get our right measurements. So we got a core head, a core block. We went ahead and bolted the cover and the adapter plate and the oil pan we're gonna be using in the Lamborghini engine. You know, we don't wanna get metal in there. We don't wanna be welding around a brand new engine, so we're gonna use this junker. So we went ahead and bolted the transmission to it. To get our transmission mount to work, we're gonna have to come down about 3 inches. So we're gonna have to cut this cross member out. Now we're gonna get it in there and start fabbing up our engine mounts. All right, hold up right there.
All right, we got this motor where we want it. Everything looks good. The only thing we're lacking is actually the motor mounts, transmission mounts, because of course you can't buy Lamborghini Cummins mounts, so we're gonna have to do everything custom. Clean all the slag off, get them looking pretty, and then get them all tapped together.
With custom fabrication, whenever you're doing an engine swaps, you know, at this level or any level done right, it's a lot of work. We are fabricating and doing everything by hand on this. We don't have anything we can cut on our CNC table. We're just doing it by hand, making this as we go.
That's money, dude. All right, coming up.
Bro, that looks sick. Look at that. Just stand back,
dude.
look at that. First time it's ever set in the car. It does get me excited seeing it come to this point. One of the biggest challenges in putting the Cummins engine in the 2004 Lamborghini is space. So Chaz is going to do his best making as much room as possible with a new custom firewall.
I want to go with a different approach. You know, I want to go with more tighter corners, squares, triangles. You know, just keep everything as close to the motor as I can, save as much room as I can for the seats, and make it look good. All right, then. Ooh, that looks real good. It's a nice piece of plate. Cut the slope in here so I can keep everything low profile so you can see out the back window, and keep everything tight just to save as much room as I can on the inside of the cab. Key features you want in a firewall for something like this. Of course, it's a Lamborghini with a Cummins, so you don't want to have to pull the motor every time you want to work on the front of the motor. So you got to change out a pulley or alternator, the belt or something. You'd have to take out the whole motor to be able to work on it. So I'm gonna design this firewall where all you have to do is take out a few bolts. You can access it from the cab of the car, work on it, bolt it back up, and then everything's fit. Okay, looks like everything lined up. Everything's tightened. Only thing left to do now is just weld everything out, grind it smooth, and then we can get this off the paint and body.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Back again.
We always see you in the most unusual set of circumstances.
Yes.
Nathan and I first met in the car scene several years ago.
Since then, Nate's been a regular client of ours.
I run a massive YouTube channel, and we just film the craziest stuff we can. I did give myself another pickle. We have the Sherp that is floating. It's been floating around my house for probably a day and a half now. It broke down, and we haven't been able to start it, move it. It's literally just been floating around. I had to swim out of it, and so I called you guys. Got the Sherp about 2 years ago. The Sherp is a really unique vehicle. It's pretty much designed to be an unstoppable vehicle. It floats, it never gets stuck. It's from Ukraine, so the average shop around here in Houston, Texas is not willing to work on it. The last time I brought it to you guys, it was clutch issue.
The clutch issue and a broken axle.
Yeah.
Coupling.
So I don't know if it's the same thing, but I just can't get it to move, and it also is having trouble starting too.
Well, at least
So-
you tested its floating abilities.
It definitely does
Long-term
float,
float
so we
test.
don't need to
Yes.
fix that.
It's kind of just a marvel to see it kind of just doing its own thing, floating around out there.
Just chilling.
Well, the bottom of it is built like a boat,
Right.
so it is able to float even though the tires aren't even inflated.
What do you suggest?
I can push it over to you guys. We have a jet ski or like a canoe, but I won't be able to.
Canoe.
I won't be able to get it on
Yeah.
land, so I'm
You get it
guessing.
close enough, we can wade out to it and latch
Yeah, I
onto
got
it.
a
Okay.
30-foot long tow strap. Well, I can feel how cold that water is from here.
Okay.
I was pretty impressed with the Hummer. It was able to pull the Sherp out of the water with absolutely no effort at all. I mean, it made it look like it was a piece of cake.
All right, man.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Bunch of big tires, jet skis, and everything. Well, since you guys are already gonna have this at your shop, other than it being broken, I have 3 other problems that
Okay.
I forgot to share with you guys. So, number 1, this thing has no speakers, no sound.
Well, that's lame.
Yeah. Nothing to listen to when you're flying down the trails with all your friends.
You want them inside and outside?
Big enough inside that you can hear them outside.
Okay,
I like
gotcha.
that.
Okay.
Problem number 2, this is a ram guard. I hit a bunch of trees and it's starting to crack and it's very weak. I'm wondering if we can reinforce it, make it stronger.
Absolutely. I got a couple ideas.
Okay. Number 3, I need some better lights. These are the only lights in the front. I can only see about 15 feet in front of me and it's kind of dangerous at night.
Yeah.
Lower speed projection light.
And maybe some for the sides as well.
Yeah.
Because like you're out having fun with a group or whatever, you don't always be able to park how you want, you know?
Yeah.
You ever thought about putting a winch on it or anything?
That's problem number 4.
Oh, there we go.
The Sherp itself does not get stuck, but when my friends get stuck, I need something to be able to tow them out.
Well, we can't put it underneath or anything like that, right? Because that's the
Yep.
hole we were talking about.
Right.
But, you know, put it on this right side right here and built into this new bar that we're going to adapt. I think we can build it strong enough and work it into the cage where
Okay.
it'll keep it out of the water. I want to use a real lightweight, like almost ATV, a big ATV, or like a small, like a race truck winch.
Okay.
They're really compact and small.
Let's just.
Okay,
We got
okay.
4 problems to figure out here.
Right.
Let's go address
5,
them.
it's also broken, it doesn't
Oh
work.
yeah, doesn't work
Yeah.
at all. So there's that thing.
So-
Yeah, man, no, we can definitely get this back in shape for you.
Cool, easy enough.
Go
Sweet.
in. Yeah,
Thank you guys.
ya.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Step 1, let's get it back to the shop.
Then we start bolting on all the toys.
Yep. Get it fixed. Today wasn't that bad of a day in the office. Any day I'm in low lock and full throttle. I'm excited. Hey man, what's going on?
What's up, Mark?
Well, this is the Sherp.
Sharp.
This is Nathan Sherp. He goes by Unspeakable on YouTube. Well, this is what he uses for a lot of his content creation. But yeah, these are such unique vehicles. They weigh like 3,500 pounds. They're really lightweight, so if they're driving on like ice, they can fall through the ice, still float, not sink like a normal big truck would,
Be
right?
buoyant, yeah.
They move so different. They move like a tank, you know, like with the way they steer. So like your right side goes, your left side goes, and you kind of go back and forth. But this thing dimensionally and scale is so off. I mean, I don't know how tall these tires are, 54 inches or so?
54, 56.
They're definitely well over 4 foot.
Right, right. It's like mean looking.
Yeah, you kind of like catch it inside of your eye. You're like, whoa, okay, okay. One of the big things we want to do
The bump?
is this front bumper. So
Right.
this is an aluminum bar, and they keep hitting stuff. And we're gonna make it tough.
We need to beef it up a little bit.
Yeah, you know, usually fab's the last thing we do. We had a little hole in our fab schedule, so I thought we'd just go right into it.
Absolutely. Get in and out easier.
Exactly.
For sure.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks. I got some pre-marked lines here.
Right.
Just, we'll cut them off. We'll take this front pipe off. Cutting some old stuff off, getting everything nice and cleaned up so I can put the new bumper on. Sherp's really not designed, structurally wise, to take a heavier bumper up front. So we're gonna keep it light, simple, but it's still gonna be beefier than what he has on there at the moment. We're gonna make some perforated hole cutouts to just give it some better look. So once we clean this up a little bit, we're going to put the perforated metal be underneath. They're pretty much set in there like that. It'll give it that cool look. We'll get to cleaning on this thing and making it look right. So we finished all the fit up on the bumper. We added some few things, some angles, some lugs, some back end toe plates. But now everything's fit up, put some weld on it, finish grinding it all out, and we'll reinstall it back onto the Sherp. One thing I love about this and just fabrication and welding in general is you can take multiple pieces of material, combine it together to make something special. You know, this was a piece of channel I cut down. This was a piece of angle. This was a piece of plate. This was a piece of plate. You know, sky's the limit when it comes to fabrication of material metals. We finished kind of the final prep on it. Put a little backsplash plate on the backside for a little extra toe protection. And after that, should be ready for paint.
Sherps rolled into the market about 8 years ago. They still use a clutch to go through gears, and this one is not working.
The master cylinder and the slave cylinder, the clutch system, are kind of worn out, which is causing the pedal to not naturally return and to re-engage.
This is our master clutch unit. We're gonna start off by replacing this.
The tight quarters makes a lot of the compartments in here really hard to work in. Just pulled out the old master slave cylinder, got the new one right here. Everything's generally about the same. Got a little bit different fitting down here that we'll swap out. After we pulled the master cylinder out and finding that it was all just clogged up with goop, I can almost guarantee it that the slave cylinder is gonna be the same way.
I'm gonna get the slave cylinder and its hydraulic line out of here.
We'll head over to the workbench. The new master cylinder has some mounting ears that I need to cut off and smooth out. The mounting option, we'll just swap that straight over. I'll step back into the Sherp, get everything installed. The parts are simple to deal with, but the physical vehicle is a pain in the ass. We're back up at the front of the Sherp, putting in the master cylinder for the clutch assembly. Gonna set up my hydraulic fluid vacuum system, pull all the air out, prime the system, test it, and we'll be good to go. Everything seems to be functioning as per the book. I like it.
Gotten most of the body work done on the 2004 Lambo. Now we can install this highly modified Cummins diesel. Down.
All right, we're almost done.
When we were planning out the diesel Lamborghini, custom headers and twin turbos were on the must-have list. And two guys who have experience to pull this off immediately came to mind.
I like this.
Jeff Lutz and his son, Jeff Jr.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, look what the cat's drug in.
What's up?
All right.
Hey, Jeff.
Good to see you, bro.
How are you?
Good, man. Good to see you, Jeff.
I'm Jeff Lutz Sr., owner and operator of Lutz Race Cars, along with my son, Junior. Chase and Tommy called us out here for our expertise. We're known for building anything turbocharged, you know, going fast. And we're the guys to go to.
What you guys got here?
This
bit of
is the
everything.
Cummins Swap Lamborghini.
This is what you were telling me about.
This is going to be the first ever twin turbo Cummins that's been done successfully.
Oh, really? Anybody that has the ability to do something like that, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, we were hooked.
I think it's crazy, and I love it, because now it's a challenge.
Exactly.
Is it going to work?
It's not fun if it's not a challenge.
So what do you want us to touch on here?
So the first thing, I think, you know, I want everybody's opinion on where to place the turbos.
Okay.
You know, we can start fabbing up some mounts for that, but I really want you to start fabricating the headers.
Okay. Okay. To be able to come in and help father, son, with father and son is pretty cool. So if we can help out in any way, I'm glad to do it. You know diesels, I know headers. This man knows turbos, so I think we can knock this out pretty quick.
Well, let's get after it. I'm excited, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Heck yeah. What all did you order, Jeffrey?
A lot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So the starting point is going to be fabbing up the mounts for the turbos. So this is a round hole, square hole. I need to make this round into square, then I will put it together as one. This will bolt to the bottom of the turbo, and this will go to each header tube. So we got to start there. Jeffrey's starting on the turbos, getting some sort of placement with them.
I've done small diesel turbos, gas turbos, and just about everything. 4 cylinders, V6s, V8s, but I've never done a twin setup on a Cummins, let alone a Cummins and a Lamborghini.
Yeah. There you go. 31 and 5/8. I'm trying to make a mount for the turbos. I'm worried about clearance in here because, I mean, we got to bring 6 tubes here. And since these are 2 pieces, I want it so like this header will come up into here, that one will come up, wrap over the top, and go into this one.
I mean, it looks like a lot of room now, but once you start running tubes through here, it gets tight very, very fast.
Okay, so I got all 4 sides welded up, got these 3 welded together. Now it's time to smash it together. Let me do this. I love working with my hands. I'm a bricklayer by trade. I always built cars out of the shop at home, and when the housing market crashed, Jeffrey was just graduating. I pulled him in the shop, and the rest is history. Let's Race Cars was born, and we built some pretty wild stuff. We just have fun doing it, and I love doing it with my sons. It's cool, Don.
I like it.
You said you wanted that down?
Yep.
There you go.
So what do you think of that?
I think it's awesome.
So my dad got the collector done for the turbo, which has 3 pipes come out of it, which matches these 3 cylinders. Then this one will have the same, which will go to the front 3 cylinders.
Kind of like V6 style, just straight in line.
Right now, me and Jeffrey are going to start running the headers, and you can start, building the headers 1 piece at a time.
So my plan is this one's gonna come around underneath here, come up into this one. Then starting on the back section, this one's gonna be shortened in, come across, wrap into the bottom, and then the other 2 will just fall into the top and wrap around.
It's gonna get intricate, very intricate.
It's such a huge, huge excitement to have Jeff and Jeffrey here, man. I've always looked up to them, from watching them on TV to getting to race with them. And being able to do this with them here, man, it really is just, I'm just kind of awestruck right now.
I like it. I don't mind it.
We're installing the turbos on this custom diesel engine in the 2004 Lamborghini. The factory Cummins intake shelf wouldn't flow enough. So we asked our monster truck fabricator friend, Pablo, to make a custom one. He showed up with a new intake, a new flange, and a new runner. Everything else we need to make as we go.
This being such a unique build that there's no parts you can just go out and buy to do this job.
Nobody's ever stuck a diesel motor in a Lamborghini before. That has to be custom made, just like the headers have to be custom made. Coming in. Is this top? Yeah. This thing will take the hot air from the turbos, from them spinning, will go into an intercooler, it will cool the charge, and it will go into this plenum. You figure we're 6 inches. Yeah. It's gonna be close.
So what we're working on right now is we have a little bit of a clearance issue in the Lamborghini between the motor and the rear firewall. So what we're gonna do is a slash cut on the end of this tube, and that's gonna gain us this little bit of real estate that we need right here to clear the firewall. Yeah. Whenever you're doing a one-off project like this, you can't expect everything to fit the first time.
Every step we take, we're cutting and chopping. I love situations like this because we never know what we're gonna get into. Working in somebody else's shop with different tools and not all the tools that we're used to, we gotta improvise.
Man, it's just so crazy seeing this thing come together. And every time we bolt another part on it, it just looks cooler and cooler, you know. It's been a dream of mine to do something like this, and to see it laying out, I'm just awestruck. This thing looks incredible. You know what Jeffrey and Jeff have done on these headers is crazy. Can't thank Pablo and his team enough. All the people that wanted to be a part of this and that have been a part of this, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
It's crazy.
There aren't many Sherps in this world. This is the only one we've ever worked on, so everything we do is really unique. It makes the job interesting for sure, but a little more challenging. We fabricated custom bumpers and got it running again. Now we're ready to install some lighting, more powerful headlights, and front and rear light bars.
I'm back on the rear of the Sherp, installing one of the rear light bars that we're gonna have set up. James and I mocked up some tabs that he cut earlier. They're tacked on. I'm gonna turn it over to him and let him put a bead on it and get them welded up. Light bar tabs, they look good. We're gonna mount it up and move on to the front. It currently has some 4-inch LED light cubes. We determined that we can use 40-degree work lights to replace them. I'm gonna take the new bracket that came with the new lights, I'm gonna clip the ends of them off, and we're gonna use those tabs that I cut to mount them in the Sherp. The metal tabs I cut, I'm gonna mock one up, test fit it. Mocked up my first new light. I like the way everything sits. I got all the old Sherp lights out. We're gonna go ahead and get the 3 on the driver's side, mounted up, and ready to get wired. The old ones that were in here just weren't cutting it. After I get these new headlights put in the Sherp, everywhere this thing goes off-road will have plenty of light. I'm gonna move on to the front light bar up top. We're gonna mount it up, and when we're done with that, we'll wire everything up.
We're in the home stretch for the Sherp, installing a much better audio system and attaching the winch to the freshly painted bumper. This thing is good to go back to Nathan.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Man, y'all got it going on over here, brother.
Oh, appreciate you. Glad you can make it out.
Man, you know, when I heard y'all had this Sherp, I had to come check it out.
It's always fun to have another local builder coming to our shop. I knew Daniel would be excited to see a Sherp, knowing they have such a big presence in the off-road community and going to mud parks.
So, they're not legal in our bounty holes because they can float.
Ah.
I've never seen one. I'd actually wanted to get one until I found out we couldn't compete with it.
They do float. When we actually retrieved it and picked it up for repair, it was floating around in a moat.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So there's more than just the tires that float, the
Yeah.
whole thing.
It's made to be an on-water vehicle.
I gotta lay my eyes on this thing.
Man, there it is.
Man, now I see why they don't let us use them. And that thing's crazy.
Yeah.
I need to borrow those tires, dude. I would definitely like to get my hands on one of these things, you know, drive across the lake. Hey, go fishing. Oh, man, hey, that thing's sick, dude. Yo!
The surprises don't stop with this thing. And there's an escape hatch, you know, just in case you get out in a little bit of trouble.
Well, I mean, this is a vessel, right? So
Yeah,
you're gonna be in water and everything else. If I don't want an escape hatch too.
Right. Man, I'm jealous you're in the driver's seat.
Let me come on down there.
Come on out. So that's how you get out.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna come out through the top.
So you gotta have that little, you know,
Yeah.
boat ladder.
Man.
They're truly unique. I mean, it's more of a boat than anything else. Like the hull floats even without the tires.
Okay.
So when we did this bumper, we had to work it a whole different way because we couldn't make it too strong. We ripped the whole front of the boat off.
Ah, I see what you're saying. I like how y'all tied the cage down into the bumper.
Yeah, no, we had to for the strength.
Yeah, there's nothing to hook to.
Yeah.
Then we got the biggest ATV winch we could buy, which is 5,500 pounds.
That looks good. I mean, you don't have much room for options there.
Yeah, we had to offset it to the side
Right.
because of how you exit
I was
the
wondering
vehicle
when
here.
you pulled up, like, why is the winch off to the side?
Well, now you know. Visibility's not great on this, so we added some perimeter lights and a light bar on the front, and then we put some tunes on the inside, so now they can listen to some audio when they're out at the park tearing this thing up.
There you go.
And then we strengthened the rear bumper as well, because same issue with the front bumper, rear bumper, they were both just undersized.
Right, nothing to tie into. They got something they can run into something with now.
Yeah, now they've got a nice winch point or toe point in the back.
I like how they tied the cage and the bumpers all in together, give it a good pulling point.
Put the grates in there to help, you know, like water and mud get out so you actually have some footing so you don't slip.
Okay, yeah. That's cool, man. So what was wrong with this thing?
Well, it came with some clutch issues. They wouldn't drive. You'd push in the pedal and it wasn't actuating the clutch.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. It wouldn't return either, just kind of dead on the floor.
Dead pedal.
One of the challenges with this vehicle is the parts, you know, coming from across the pond in Ukraine.
Yeah, you're not picking that bumper out of a catalog.
Yeah, no, that's not no middle of the mall bumper right there.
No.
I tell you what, man, if y'all are out, got access to this thing, or your customer, tell them Hitman be out there on the trail waiting on them.
We will. He gonna sneak up on you.
Yeah, hey. Awesome, thanks, guys.
See you, Daniel. Have a good one.
My Mafia, great work. I love what y'all done. I'll see y'all out on the trail.
I'm really proud of our team, really getting this project in, getting it done very quick for the customer and getting it back to them. I know this is not really in our wheelhouse.
But it's definitely in our boathouse.
Well.
All right, so now that we've got everything installed on the Lamborghini, we've got the doors, the fenders, the rear bumper, all these pieces that we needed installed to move forward to putting the wide body kit on. With these wide body kits, the whole concept is to be able to put a wider wheel on it and then put it on air ride where you can tuck the wheels up inside the fenders.
Now that we got our holes for this front fender, we'll put the anchor nuts in the actual fender. Ooh. That'll give us a nut where we can actually bolt our fender to. All right then, baby got some hips now. We're gonna have to trim the actual fender that's on the inside. We'll mark it, we'll measure it, we'll draw it out, and then we'll get it cut, and we should be able to slap this back on.
Good Lord.
All right, we got this wide body kit on here now. We got our original fenders cut down, so Chase will be able to run a wider tire, a taller tire. I think this sucker looks slick. Now all we got to do is hop over to the other side, get that side done, put the spoiler on the back, and this sucker should be ready for paint.
It's great to get up every morning excited to know that I can walk 50 feet and be at work and know that I'm gonna get to work with my family, my boys. You know, I'm old school, they're new, and the two together, it makes both of us push the limits of what we normally would think. Chase is very innovative. If he has an ideal on how to make something work, he can figure out how to make that work. And Clay is real good about details. He'll drive them, he'll come back and tell me, hey, Dad, it's doing this, this, and this, and knows what to look for. Granted, there are times that we want to, you know, kill each other, but for the most part, to be able to do this with my sons every day, and it's just a huge blessing.
Let's get done. Some builds come a mile, others miles and miles. After a ton of body fabrication, we're installing suspension, custom interior with a Starlight headliner, windshield. We wanted to bring a wrecked Lambo back from the dead, and we did that. This thing looks like a whole new Lambo, but now with the Cummins diesel engine. Because Josh has such a huge love for Lamborghinis and he got to see it from ground zero, I think he needs to be the first person to see it when it's finished. What do you think, Clay? You think he's gonna like it?
Oh yeah, I think he will.
I hope so.
I mean, I like it. So
I like it too. I mean,
well, I think we have good taste.
We do have good taste. I'm not even gonna question that.
Yeah.
Got great taste.
Where's this Lamborghini at?
You don't say hey first? Come
on,
man.
We can catch up later. I gotta see this thing.
Okay, you know this thing was a piece when we got it.
Oh, I know. I saw it.
There wasn't much there. I mean, it was a Lamborghini.
If you say so. I think I'm just as excited, possibly more excited than Chase is to show me and reveal this car. Can I see it?
Man, let's go look at it.
All right.
What do you think?
Oh my God, dude. This thing is incredible. Seeing the car for the first time, absolutely breathtaking. I didn't think there was any chance at all that this car would be even remotely complete, but having a car at this stage, at this level, absolutely stunning. Hey man, how's it going, Clay?
What's up, Josh? How are you, bro?
Didn't even see you over here.
It's okay, man. This thing overshadows everything.
You guys have had your work cut out for you.
Have we?
Good Lord, we have.
I did not imagine that pieces and fragments of a car would look like this. Man, the stance, it looks incredibly wide.
We were real big on getting the stance right on this thing, and, you know, sitting on the ground is obviously one of the coolest looks you can do to a Lambo.
I don't even know if you could put a credit card underneath it.
So we went with some custom forged 19-inch wheels to give it that wide stance.
It makes it pop, the kind of the wishbone spoke there at the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made these. Are these one-off?
Those are one-off.
Wow, man.
For this car.
I want to know what the troubles were to getting that engine back there.
That Cummins is a little bit longer than the factory V10 that went in it. So we had to put about a foot of extra length in the cabin to make this thing fit.
That's valuable real estate because there's not a whole lot of room behind the seat.
There's not. We may not be able to have very many groceries in it, but we do have a Cummins in this thing now.
Well, being able to see the top of the bonnet, everyone's going to know it's not a Lamborghini V10 in there.
Yeah.
You want to go look at this interior?
Let's do it. Wow, that's incredible. You know, Lamborghini puts a lot of designs in their seats. You kind of came up with your own little taste on it and still kept it with that Lamborghini feel. And the Starlight headliner, this is unique. It's one of a kind.
Check out the top of that shifter.
Cummins power.
And Josh, I'm gonna show you the fattest part of this car.
Wow. Oh, this engine bay is incredible, dude. You weren't lying when you said twin turbo setup.
This is the first successful twin turbo Cummins diesel engine on the planet. This thing is putting down a lot of power and a lot of torque.
I'm not gonna get beside you on the track. There's no way.
We got to do some really unique stuff with the valve cover, engrave our name into it, and we really got to be artistic with it too.
There's so many little things that really just put y'all's character and personality into it. It's really unique. I still can't believe that they've pulled off mating a Lamborghini transmission to a diesel Cummins engine.
I'm telling you, when we say we put everything in on this, we gave it our all, because this thing was a mess. You know, we wanted to take this car and make it 100% show quality, and then when somebody sees it, I mean, they won't believe that it runs.
It's incredible to see what you guys have done with this car that didn't exist at all, not even close. It's gonna turn some heads, and it's probably going to hurt some feelings, you know?
Oh, it will hurt feelings.
It's gonna hurt. I know I don't have a standing chance, but I'm gonna pull up next to you.
I respect that.
I'd love to see you drive this car around.
We're gonna drive it. Seeing him just be blown away with what we've done, it's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And it's my dream car. It's all of our dream car. It's one-way diesel, man. When people see that, it just yells. We really went over the top with it to make it the highest RPM spinning engine we've ever built. Putting it on the street and feeling the horsepower, feeling the torque, man, it's incredible. I cannot thank my team here at One Way Diesel enough for everything that they've done on this car. They really pulled out every stop on this, man. We just killed it, man. Can't thank Clay and can't thank my dad enough, man, and our good Lord and Savior. I couldn't do any of this without him.
Absolutely.